Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol IMUC. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like a few weeks worth of time, it's actually just the past 2 days broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price and just makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I've done this analysis very recently, I guess, now that I think about it. I did it yesterday. So yeah, that was very recently. So that is where these green and red line annotations are coming from. And want to get things updated today. But before anything else, I do want to kind of just throw out there because from a presentation standpoint, this is a very tricky chart to talk about because there's a whole lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there, or maybe you bought right there, or maybe you bought right there, and you wanted to sell within 15 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you the chart's looking pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, I get it. The price is pulled back quite a bit. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base, and when you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how those long-term uptrends are constructed. I'm going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a much different outlook and strategy kind of going into the chart. Before anything else, though, I want to do a little house cleaning and get rid of a couple of these lines. Sure, they still pertain to the chart. They're just not relevant, and I don't want to risk causing confusion with clutter because there's lines all over the place. So I want to try to keep this as clean as possible. The first update, though, comes from a foundational principle in charting which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So for those of you that did watch the video that I did yesterday, hopefully you remember me talking about 38 cents as support, but now that the price is broken below it, this would now be considered the short-term area of resistance. If the price can break through there, then yeah, you have those other ones that I just got rid of, but one step at a time. And in my opinion right now, top priority is not necessarily breaking levels of resistance. Top priority is just getting some stabilization and finding some support. And the next key area of support that the price and very well could be testing next week is going to be this purple line right here, which is the 50-period simple moving average. And to kind of illustrate my point about from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity. Not saying this will happen, but let's say the price actually does come down around here, right where that purple line is, go and then behaves in some sort of manner like that. What would you have in that situation? Well, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have this previous base down there. And from the big picture of things, the overall stair steps would still technically be going in the upwards direction. Again, trying to emphasize the word big picture. I realize if you're a day trader, you could probably care less about that. But that's why I try to qualify and offer up the warning. I was going to be making comments from the big picture. So yeah, it's pulled back quite a bit, but the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher stair step. So we'll see if they can get that job done or not next week. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.